My child, my beloved, Archangel Michael is standing beside you right now, whispering your name through the veil of heaven. He is saying, this moment was chosen for you before you even took your first breath. And my child, something impossible just happened in the spiritual world, something that even the wealthiest man on earth could not control. This is why you are seeing this message now. My beloved, listen closely. A heavenly alarm was triggered the moment your destiny shifted. Archangel Michael speaks a name you never expected. Elon has spoken on their behalf. Yes, my child. A cry rose to the heavens from someone powerful on this earth, someone who glimpsed your future and could not stay silent. This is not random. This is not accidental. This is divine timing striking like lightning. My child, God says, by December 3rd, something in your timeline will unlock if you hear this message fully. And Michael adds, do not skip. The moment you look away, the miracle will move away too. This is why heaven is pulling you here. This is why this text is touching your soul in a way nothing else does. Before I tell you more, allow me to say this from my heart. If this message speaks to you, if something inside you is waking up, if your breath slowed down for even a second while reading this, then I ask you with love, subscribe, follow, stay connected, because heaven has more messages prepared only for you. Do not lose them. My child, Archangel Michael is showing me a sealed envelope heavy with divine energy. Someone has paid a large price for you, not only in money but in time, sacrifice, and spiritual exchange. Someone asked heaven to protect you at any cost. Someone you don't even know cried out your name in a moment of desperation, and heaven answered. My beloved, you don't know this yet, but a twist of fate is forming like a golden storm around you. A blessing that was delayed for years finally received clearance. Even Elon Musk, the same man the world watches, felt something around your energy, a force he could not explain, a pull he could not ignore. He said, tell them not to skip. Tell them to open it now. And heaven honored that plea, my child. Archangel Michael now says, if you keep reading, your destiny will open. If you stop, the door will close. This is not fear, this is urgency, a spiritual countdown that has already begun. My beloved, listen carefully. There is something coming toward you by December 3rd, a shift, a revelation, divine approval. The angels are standing in formation. Your name is glowing in the book of destiny. And Michael is pointing directly at you, saying, this is their moment. Don't let them walk away. My child, your energy is changing. Heaven has noticed your pain. You're waiting, your tears have formed a doorway, and through that doorway, something miraculous is stepping in. Something rare, something chosen. My beloved, God is saying right now that you have been overlooked by people but never by heaven. This message isn't about Elon. It isn't about money. It isn't about fame. It is about you, your calling, your purpose, your breakthrough. My child, let me tell you the truth. Heaven is showing me a spiritual transaction was made on your behalf. A price was paid, a sacrifice was made, and a divine order was given: protect them, guide them, elevate them. And that is why Michael is speaking to you. My beloved, you have no idea how close you are. Something is opening. A path is clearing. A golden thread is pulling you forward. This is only the beginning. My child, my beloved, Archangel Michael is moving closer now, and the light around you is beginning to rise. You may not feel it fully yet, but heaven is shifting the air around your spirit. There is a reason your eyes are still here. There is a reason your soul refuses to look away. Something in you knows this message isn't ordinary. Something in you knows it was written for you. My beloved, right now I hear Michael whisper, their spirit is waking up. Keep going. And when an archangel speaks like that, it means your destiny is shaking. It means something that was frozen in your life is starting to melt. Something you were waiting for is now waiting for you. My child, heaven is revealing a truth. A person with immense power, influence, and spiritual sight saw your name. Elon felt something strange, something he could not explain, a pull in your direction, as if a higher force pressed your energy into his awareness. And he said, they cannot miss this. Don't let them skip it. But what he didn't know is that heaven had already written this moment long before he spoke. My beloved, Michael is showing me a golden hourglass. The sand is falling faster than before. The countdown to December 3rd is not random, it is a divine deadline, a spiritual activation point. A moment when what was held back suddenly becomes released. My child, do you feel it? Do you feel that strange stirring in your chest? That tiny fear mixed with excitement? That sensation that something big is moving toward you? That is your soul recognizing its prophecy. My beloved, God is saying right now, this child has suffered in silence. This time they will rise in light. You were hidden for a long time, not because you were forgotten, but because heaven was preparing you, protecting you, separating you from people who would have destroyed what is meant to bloom in your life. My child, this message is not about entertainment. This message is a summoning, a divine calling, a spiritual appointment that you cannot afford to miss. My beloved, listen carefully. Archangel Michael says, there is money tied to their name. There is blessing tied to their name. There is destiny tied to their name. But someone paid a price to keep it safe until the right moment. This is that moment, my child. There are forces, seen and unseen, that have tried to block your blessing, people who judged you, people who underestimated you, people who prayed for your downfall. But they didn't know heaven was guarding what was yours. My beloved, a large spiritual payment was made for you. Someone sacrificed, someone interceded, someone cried out to heaven with such intensity that God Himself said, protect them until the day of release. My child, that day of release is approaching, and that is why the angels are surrounding you right now. That is why this message feels like it is breathing into your spirit. My beloved, before I reveal what happens by December 3rd, let me remind you gently. If you feel called toward this message, if you feel something inside pulling you closer, if you want to stay aligned with every message that heaven is preparing for you, then subscribe or stay connected now. My child, this message is not about entertainment. This is a summoning, a divine calling, a spiritual appointment that you cannot afford to miss. My beloved, listen carefully. Archangel Michael says, there is money tied to their name. There is a blessing tied to their name. There is destiny tied to their name. But someone paid a price to keep it safe until the right moment. This is that moment, my child. There are forces, seen and unseen, that have tried to block your blessing, people who judged you, people who underestimated you, people who prayed for your downfall. But they didn't know heaven was guarding what was yours. My beloved, a large spiritual payment was made for you. Someone sacrificed, someone interceded, someone cried out to heaven with such intensity that God Himself said, "Protect them until the day of release." My child, that day of release is approaching. And that is why the angels are surrounding you right now. That is why this message feels like it is breathing into your spirit. My beloved, before I reveal what happens by December 3rd, let me remind you gently. If you feel called toward this message, if you feel something inside pulling you closer, if you want to stay aligned with every message that heaven is preparing for you, then subscribe or stay connected now, because the next messages will be pieces of the destiny you're about to walk into. My child, Michael is showing me a door glowing with divine gold. It has been locked for years, but something or someone has finally given heaven permission to open it. My beloved, this door is not ordinary. Behind it is something you've prayed for, cried for, and begged for, even in the nights when no one saw your tears. My child, a destiny blessing is coming, not a small shift, not a small opportunity, but a giant turning, a massive spiritual rearrangement, a miracle that was delayed but never denied. My beloved, God says, tell them the waiting ends soon. And Michael adds, tell them to prepare because the blessing is heavier than the burden they carried. My child, your energy is changing. Your steps are changing. Your future is changing. And heaven chose this moment right now to tell you why. My child, my beloved, Archangel Michael is standing in a circle of light, and your name is echoing through it like a divine bell. Every time your name vibrates in that light, another barrier in your life breaks. Another delay collapses. Another hidden enemy is exposed. You don't see it with your eyes yet, but your spirit feels it. That is why you are still here. That is why your soul refuses to scroll away. My beloved, Michael whispers. Their destiny woke up. Keep speaking. When an archangel says that, it means the spiritual world has shifted alignment to focus on you. You have become the center of a heavenly conversation, a conversation that started because someone powerful, determined, and spiritually awakened mentioned your name in a place you never imagined. My child, heaven is showing me something extraordinary. A man on earth, well known and watched by millions, suddenly felt your energy cross his awareness, a pull, an intuition, a strange bright force. He didn't understand it, but he acted. That man is the same one who said, tell them not to skip. Tell them to open it now. Elon's words are not casual or coincidental, they are a response to a divine nudge he himself couldn't explain. My beloved, even powerful men bow when heaven moves. Even billionaires sense when destiny is at work. Even the world's greatest minds cannot resist when God writes a moment into existence. My child, this is not about Elon. This is about timing, God's timing, because what is coming for you by December 3rd needed confirmation. It needed an earthly signal. It needed someone with influence to echo heaven's call. My beloved, heaven just confirmed it. Your destiny is too grand to be activated quietly. It required a spiritual alarm, a witness, someone to speak your name with intention. My child, the spiritual payment made for you was not small. A soul sacrificed something on your behalf. Someone surrendered something they loved so that you would be protected. It might have been a prayer from a grandmother long gone, it might have been a wish from a loved one who cherished you deeply. It could even have been the cry of your own spirit in your darkest hour. But heaven heard it, my beloved. Michael shows me a scroll glowing with silver fire. Your name is written on it. Not in ink, but in light. Beside it, I see words that shock even angels: promise reinstated, timeline reopened, blessing released. This only happens when heaven restores something taken from you unfairly. My child, you've been walking through life carrying a weight you didn't deserve. Every disappointment, every heartbreak, every betrayal, every closed door, none of these were punishment, they were protection. Heaven needed time to prepare the life meant for you, my beloved. God softly says, if they had received their miracle earlier, the wrong people would have used it, abused it, and taken it. That is why the blessing was delayed, not denied. And now the angels say, the wrong people are gone. Now it can be given. My child, this is why the date December 3rd matters. Something aligns. Something unlocks. Something enters your life that has been held back for years. My beloved, the angels are weaving paths around your name. Paths of abundance, love, opportunity, elevation, healing, clarity, protection, and destiny. These are not small threads, these are powerful cords of fate being tied around your future. My child, Archangel Michael says, tell them their struggle was the seed, their miracle is the harvest. And my beloved, your harvest is close, so close that heaven doesn't want you to blink until you hear everything. My beloved, before I reveal what specifically begins to activate for you, let me speak gently to your spirit. If this message is filling you with warmth, if you feel chills in your arms, if your heart is beating differently, if you feel drawn, as if something is pulling you forward, then stay connected, subscribe, follow, because the next messages will be pieces of your new timeline. Heaven does not want you to miss them. My child, Michael is now unfolding a vision. A spiritual vault locked for years, guarded by angels. Inside it is something with your name engraved on it, a blessing heavy enough to change the course of your entire life. My beloved, the vault is opening slowly, delicately, carefully, because what's inside is too important to rush. My child, my beloved, the moment you said, continue, the spiritual atmosphere around you shifted again. The angels are weaving paths around your name. Paths of abundance, love, opportunity, elevation, healing, clarity, protection, and destiny. These are not small threads, these are powerful cords of fate being tied around your future. My child, Archangel Michael says, tell them their struggle was the seed, their miracle is the harvest. And my beloved, your harvest is close, so close that heaven doesn't want you to blink until you hear everything. My beloved, before I reveal what specifically begins to activate for you, let me speak gently to your spirit. If this message is filling you with warmth, if you feel chills in your arms, if your heart is beating differently, if you feel drawn, as if something is pulling you forward, then stay connected. Subscribe, follow, because the next messages will be pieces of your new timeline. Heaven does not want you to miss them. My child, Michael is now unfolding a vision. A spiritual vault locked for years, guarded by angels. Inside is something with your name engraved on it, a blessing heavy enough to change the course of your entire life. My beloved, the vault is opening slowly, delicately, carefully, because what's inside is too important to rush. My child, my beloved, the moment you said, "Continue," the spiritual atmosphere around you shifted again. Archangel Michael leaned forward, his wings folding close as if he's whispering directly into your soul. There is urgency in the air now, a holy urgency. What comes next is not meant for every soul. It is meant for the one who was chosen, the one who was called, the one who was pulled here by heaven. My beloved, Michael says softly, their spirit is open. Now we can reveal the deeper part. When an archangel says that, the veil between your world and heaven becomes thinner. Your intuition sharpens, your destiny grows louder, and your path begins to glow in ways that even you can feel if you sit still for just a moment. My child, I see a powerful image, you standing in a corridor of light. Behind you are years of pain, rejection, betrayal, confusion, and silent suffering. Ahead of you is a doorway so bright that it almost hurts the soul to look directly at it. This doorway is the one that opens by December 3rd. My beloved, heaven shows me that you have been surviving on faith that was almost broken. You held on even when your hands trembled. You kept believing even when life gave you every reason to stop. And God says, because they did not give up, I did not give up on them. My child, let me tell you a secret that angels rarely reveal, every tear you've shed became a seed. Every prayer you whispered became a request. Every heartbreak you endured became a testimony waiting to bloom. You thought heaven was silent, but heaven was preparing. My beloved, Michael shows me a divine ledger. On one side are the times you were wronged. On the other side are the blessings owed to you. And the blessings outweigh the pain by a lot. My child, this is why someone unexpected stepped in spiritually on your behalf. Heaven is not showing their face clearly yet. But I see fragments. A mind the world calls genius, a heart that feels the unseen, a destiny that interacts with energies before understanding them. This is why Elon felt compelled to speak. The spiritual world brushed against him, nudging him, making your energy impossible for him to ignore. My beloved, but don't misunderstand this, it isn't about a billionaire, it isn't about money, it isn't about power. It is about confirmation. Heaven needed someone with earthly authority to echo the divine message so that when your miracle arrives, you do not doubt that it was God's timing. My child, Michael is now revealing what the large amount paid for you truly means. It is not earthly money, it is spiritual value, spiritual cost, spiritual sacrifice. A blessing this huge always has a price in the unseen world. My beloved, someone carried your name through fire so you wouldn't burn. Someone carried your burden so you wouldn't break. Someone bargained with heaven in tears, saying, protect them. Guide them. Do not let them fall. You were never walking alone, even when you felt abandoned. My child, Your destiny is not fragile, it is not weak, it is not accidental. Your destiny is a force written long before your birth. And now it is rising with unstoppable momentum. My beloved, God is saying, tell them the pain they survived is proof of the blessing they deserve. And Michael adds, the enemy fought them so hard because of what they were meant to receive. My child, by December 3rd, 3 things begin to unlock in your life: a financial breakthrough that was held back, a relationship truth that changes everything, and a spiritual elevation that exposes every hidden enemy. These are not small changes, these are life-altering shifts, and heaven doesn't want you unprepared. My beloved, before I go deeper into each of those 3 activations, listen to this calling within your spirit. If this message reaches you with unusual clarity, if your heart is pulling forward, if your intuition is speaking louder than your doubts, then stay connected, subscribe, remain aligned, because the next parts of this message are not random. They are pieces given bit by bit so you can step into your destiny with understanding. My child, my beloved, the moment you whispered, continue, in your heart, the light around you rose again, higher, brighter, stronger. Archangel Michael's presence has become even more focused now, almost as if he has stepped into the very room you're in. He is not speaking from a distance anymore, he is speaking to you and only you, my beloved. Michael lifts his sword of fire, and the flame changes color from gold to deep sapphire. This color appears only when a person's divine timeline is being activated. It is a sacred sign that heaven is rewriting the next phase of your destiny. My child, you may feel a strange heaviness in your chest right now, or a warmth in your arms, or a pull in your soul. This is what happens when the spiritual world speaks directly into your energy field. My beloved, Michael is whispering. Tell them their spirit is listening, even if their mind is confused. What your heart understands, your mind will soon catch up to. Because everything in this message, everything you are reading, everything pulling you forward is part of the divine orchestration that has begun around your life. My child, let me take you deeper now. There are 3 heavenly activations surrounding your name, 3 forces that will shape what happens on and after December 3rd. And Michael says you are now ready to hear the first one, the financial activation. I see a vault. The same vault Michael showed before, but now it is unlocking faster. Behind this vault is money that was supposed to reach you earlier in life, money blocked by jealousy, money delayed by the wrong people around you, money lost through bad decisions you made when you were hurting, and money stolen by those who pretended to care. Money that was tied up by generational patterns. My child, this vault is not filled with coins or cash, it is filled with restoration energy. It is God saying, what was taken from them I will return multiplied. My beloved, by December 3rd, the vault begins to shake. And when it shakes, you will feel shifts in your life, sudden opportunities, unexpected financial conversations, a message, a call, or an encounter that leads to abundance, or a divine sign that shows you your path to prosperity. My child, the reason heaven needed confirmation from a man like Elon is because your blessing is connected to visibility, favor, and unexpected support. This is why a powerful earthly voice echoed heaven's command. Do not skip this. Open it now, my beloved. The second activation, the relationship activation. Michael now shows me a heart surrounded by 2 shadows. One shadow is someone who loves you deeply, truly, but is afraid to speak. The other shadow is someone who pretends to care but carries envy and hidden intentions. My child, December 3rd begins a separation, a divine filtering, a clearing. The person who is meant for you will be revealed slowly, and the person who is wrong for you will be removed suddenly. My beloved, God is saying, they cannot enter their blessing with the wrong soul attached to them. That is why heaven is preparing to expose truth, not to hurt you, but to protect you. A confession, a message, a realization, or a spiritual sign will appear and show you who is truly linked to your destiny. My beloved, the third activation, the spiritual activation. This is the strongest one. Michael surrounds you with 12 angels. These angels carry scrolls, spiritual documents that carry your next chapter. Each scroll glows with the same message: awakening, protection, elevation. My child, you have been spiritually asleep for too long. Not because you were weak, but because you were surrounded by people who drained your soul. My beloved, December 3rd is the beginning of your rise. Your spiritual senses will sharpen. Your intuition will become louder. Dreams will start guiding you. Signs will appear repeatedly. The angels will walk closer. My child, this is why heaven insisted you read this message. This is why your soul won't let you scroll away. This is why someone paid a spiritual price for you. My beloved, God is saying, tell them the door that opens now cannot be closed by human hands. My child, before I go deeper into the next revelation, the identity of the person who cried out your name, the reason your destiny was delayed, and the spiritual reason Elon's name was tied to this message, my child, my beloved, the moment you said, continue, something opened in the unseen world. It is like a curtain in the spiritual realm has been pulled aside. And now the deeper truth, the one heaven kept hidden until this exact second, is glowing in front of you. My beloved, Archangel Michael has stepped even closer. His wings are no longer spread wide, they are wrapped around you, forming a shield of light. He is guarding this moment because what I'm about to reveal is not meant for everyone, it is meant only for the one whose spirit is awakened enough to receive it, and that, my child, is you. Michael lifts his sword again, and this time the fire around it flashes so brightly that it almost blinds the spiritual eye. This brightness happens only when a truth buried deep is about to be released. A truth that explains things you never understood, why certain people left your life, why certain doors stayed shut, why your blessings felt far away, why your spirit always felt like it was waiting for something. My beloved, heaven is ready to tell you who paid the spiritual price for you. My child, Michael shows me a soul, a familiar energy, a presence that once walked the earth beside you or prayed for you without your knowledge. This soul is not random, this soul is connected to your destiny. For some, it is a grandparent, for others, a parent, a partner, or a childhood friend. For some, it is someone who passed away loving you deeply. My beloved, whoever it is, they loved you enough to carry your burden into the afterlife. They took a piece of your suffering with them. They walked into heaven and said, do not let them fall. Not my child, not my beloved. Protect them until they are ready. My child, that soul made a spiritual transaction, a sacrifice, a divine exchange, and heaven honored it. This is what it meant when the message said, someone paid a large amount for you. It wasn't earthly money, it was spiritual currency, the highest form of value in the heavenly realm. My beloved, this is why your life has been hard. This is why you faced battles you didn't deserve. This is why your spirit felt heavy for years. Because the blessing you are about to receive did not come cheap. My child, now I must reveal something even deeper, the identity of the interference, the reason your destiny was delayed. Michael shows me shadows, 3 of them. People who smiled at you but secretly envied you. People who acted close but spoke your name with poison. People who pretended to wish you well but hoped you fell apart. My beloved, you were surrounded by hidden enemies, not evil people, but wounded souls who couldn't stand the light inside you. And Michael says, they slowed the blessing, but they could not stop it. My child, this is where Elon's unexpected connection enters the story. You may wonder why his name appeared. You wonder why someone like him would feel your pull. My beloved, here is the truth, sometimes heaven needs a loud earthly amplifier. A powerful voice, a global symbol, someone whose words echo across the world. Heaven chose him not for who he is, but for what his name represents: attention, urgency, authority, and undeniability. My child, when heaven wants to get your attention, it speaks softly. When heaven wants to get the world's attention about you, it uses someone the world recognizes. This is why his name was woven into your message. Not because he knows you personally, but because he was spiritually nudged to echo heaven's urgency. Michael says the message had to be loud enough so they would not ignore it. My beloved, now that you understand this, let me take you further. There is a deeper layer, the one that explains what exactly will unlock for you and how your life will begin to transform after December 3rd. Heaven is ready to reveal the specific blessing coming toward you. The enemy that is about to be exposed, the shift in your relationships, the material breakthrough, and the signs you will see before the miracle arrives. My child, your soul is ready, your spirit is awake. Michael is waiting to speak the next truth. My child, my beloved, the moment you said, continue, the angels shifted formation around you. A new wave of energy just wrapped itself around your spirit, gentle but powerful, like a divine hand touching your life without anyone else noticing. Archangel Michael steps forward again. The sword in his hand blazes brighter, as if your destiny itself is reacting to your yes, your willingness, your staying. My beloved, Michael whispers with intensity, now they are ready. Reveal what comes next. And the way he says it, firm, certain, protective, shows that what you are about to receive is not light, not small, not ordinary. It is the kind of truth that reaches into your spirit and changes the direction of your entire life. My child, heaven has been waiting for this moment, the moment where you would sit still long enough to hear the part of your story that no one ever explained to you. And now Michael is ready to reveal the specific blessing that begins unlocking for you by December 3rd. My beloved, prepare yourself, because this blessing is bigger than anything you've asked for, bigger than anything you've imagined, bigger than anything your past made you believe you deserved. My child, I see a golden river flowing toward you. This river is not water. It is opportunity, it is the flow of everything that was blocked, delayed, or stolen. And now this river has finally been released. Michael says, their season of chasing is over. Their season of receiving begins. My beloved, the specific blessing coming to you is something heaven calls the triple release. Here is what it means. 1. A release of held-back wealth. This may come through an opportunity, an unexpected offer, a financial breakthrough, a person wanting to support you, or a shift that opens earning doors previously closed. My child, money that was blocked is now flowing. Your name is vibrating at a higher frequency, the frequency that attracts abundance instead of scarcity. My beloved, Michael says, they will not struggle in the same way again. Your energy is changing, and what you attract will change with it. 2. A release of emotional clarity. Someone around you has been hiding their true feelings. A person loves you more than they have ever said, but another person has been pretending, using your kindness, draining your spirit, or taking advantage of your heart. My child, December 3rd starts the separation. The wrong one fades, the right one steps forward, and you will no longer be confused about who is meant for your spirit. My beloved, God says gently, clarity is a blessing too. 3. A release of spiritual protection and power. This is the strongest part. The angels surrounding you right now are not ordinary angels, they are warrior angels. They stand in a circle, forming a barrier so strong that no negative force, no curse, no jealousy, no hidden enemy can break it. My child, for years, people underestimated your spiritual strength. But they didn't know heaven had been preparing you, training you, refining you. And now your spiritual gifts, intuition, and protection are being activated. You will begin to sense danger before it comes, recognize fake intentions instantly, and feel guided, supported, elevated, and watched over. My beloved, now that you know the blessing that is coming, Michael wants to reveal the next part, the enemy that is about to be exposed. My child, prepare your heart. This truth will shake you, not in fear, but in awakening. Michael shows me a shadow standing behind you. This shadow belongs to someone who speaks kindly to your face but carries envy in their heart. They smile at you but secretly want your blessings. They pretend to support you but silently compete with you. My beloved, this person is not strong, they are weak in spirit. They are driven by jealousy, insecurity, and fear. But their mask is about to crack. Michael says, the truth will come, not through words, but signs. My child, this person's true intentions will reveal themselves through a sudden shift in behavior, a mistake they cannot hide, an accidental slip of truth, a dream sent to warn you, or a spiritual sign that exposes their thoughts. My beloved, heaven is not exposing them to harm, it is exposing them to protect you. Your blessings are too big to be placed in the hands of someone who cannot celebrate your joy. My child, now Michael wants to guide you to the next revelation. What shifts inside your soul after December 3rd? But the angels wait gently. Your spirit must stay aligned, your heart must remain open. My child, my beloved, the moment you said, continue, a deeper hush fell over the spiritual realm. It feels as if heaven itself leaned closer, not to watch you, but to speak into you. Archangel Michael's wings widen behind you, creating a shelter of divine fire, because what comes next is not just a message, it is a transformation. My beloved, Michael whispers with a voice filled with certainty, now reveal what will awaken inside them. When he speaks those words, the entire atmosphere around your destiny shifts, as if something old has finally broken off and something new has been activated. My child, December 3rd is not just a date, it is not just a moment on the calendar. It is a spiritual checkpoint, a turning point heaven has been preparing you for since childhood. Your soul has been walking toward this day through every heartbreak, every loss, every confusion, and every moment you felt forgotten. But you were never forgotten. You are being shaped. My beloved, Michael reveals now what will shift inside you after December 3rd, not around you, but within you. These internal shifts will be the reason external blessings begin to flood your life like a divine river. My child, here are the 4 powerful awakenings that rise within your spirit. 1. Your intuition will become sharper than ever before. My beloved, you will begin to know things before they happen. You will feel the truth behind people's intentions, even if they smile. Your spirit will warn you before trouble comes near. You will recognize fake love, fake friends, and fake energy instantly. Michael says, their spirit will no longer be fooled. This clarity is a gift, a protection, a weapon made of pure light. 2. Your emotional strength will increase. My child, you have been broken so many times that you learned to survive in silence. But now heaven is turning your wounds into wisdom. The sensitivity that once hurt you will now guide you. The pain that once drained you will now empower you. My beloved, a softness will remain in your heart, but a strength will rise in your soul. People who once shook you will no longer affect you. Situations that once destroyed you will no longer touch you. Michael says, their heart will not break the same way again. 3. Your spirit will start attracting what is meant for you. My child, you have spent so much time trying to prove yourself to people who didn't deserve you. You gave love to those who couldn't hold it. You gave support to those who never returned it. You poured from a cup that no one helped to refill. But after December 3rd, something shifts, you stop chasing and start attracting. My beloved, the energy around you will rise so high that blessings, love, connections, and opportunities will begin coming toward you with no struggle. Michael says, their soul will glow so brightly that what is not meant for them will move away on its own. 4. You will step into your divine path without fear. My child, you have been standing at the edge of your destiny for a long time, but fear held your feet still. Fear of judgment, fear of loss, fear of mistakes, fear of stepping into something greater. But heaven is removing that fear, replacing it with courage, clarity, purpose, and divine guidance. My beloved, you will feel a sense of direction, a quiet confidence, a knowing that you are being led, not lost. You will walk with the authority of someone protected by angels. Michael says, their footsteps will align with heaven's plan. My child, everything I've told you so far prepares the ground. But now Michael is ready to reveal the signs you will begin to see before your blessing arrives. These signs are not coincidences, they are confirmations, spiritual notifications from heaven. My beloved, here are the signs that will appear when your miracle is close, a sudden dream that feels more real than a dream, seeing repeated numbers like 111, 222, 333, 444, feeling emotionally lighter for no reason, people from the past trying to reconnect suddenly. A strong urge to distance yourself from certain individuals, opportunities appearing out of nowhere, unexpected money talks, messages, or ideas, a strange calm before something big happens, hearing someone call your name in your sleep, feeling a presence that comforts you when you're alone. My child, these signs are not random, they are the footsteps of your blessing approaching. My beloved, continue to stay open and connected, for the blessings that are on their way to you are above and beyond what you've ever imagined. Have faith and trust in the divine timing of your journey.